everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're here on June 3rd, 1943. Let's see how today goes. Oh, please, please. Oh, seriously. I'm telling you, we always find the ships that don't matter and the ones that are that's not even true, but I would much rather have that big tanker. I don't understand how you missed that thing. Now, we didn't sink this cargo ship, but here we go. I want to ask my opponent also, by the way. Oh, yeah. I want to ask my opponent if he expected us to invade here. Like, what was he anticipating it? He has 0 search planes out here, so I'm just curious how much he was expecting. All right, it sounds like maybe that's a cargo ship sinking from earlier. All right, we're losing some stuff in unloading, but that's seems like it always happens. We lost a vehicle there. More stuff, more stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming. A lot more in the during the daylight hours. Um, all right. Okay. Um, let's see how this plays out. We don't have much to go with here. Just one rack. And this is not ideal ASW warfare, but and I think I'm gonna skip this one. We're not gonna, even if we made a hit, it wouldn't be worth. 6 hits on fire, okay. That's more than I expected. But that fire will probably be put out and it'll probably have just a few system damage. Is just my guess. I'm not just saying that. I don't think we did enough damage to it to put it to sink it. It's probably gonna be able to make it back and repair. Well, that's my hope. Oh, nice. Potential hit. All right. All right. Yeah, our sweeps went off at Mole Mine there. Okay, Changshaw's under severe storms. I hope he bombs during the severe storms so it just does minimal damage at best. Kwajalein is on our radar. I think I'm gonna have to go pull off that invasion. Well, no, I'm gonna start loading ships, I think, next turn. We just basically we had no dock space to start loading, so. I wanted, well, that's not 100% true. I really wanted to finish unloading all the APAs, AKs, get everything, because I want to use those in the invasion. But of course I have LSTs and LCIs in the area. Anyway, we got a lot of troop shipping. Anyway. Oh wow, I saw that. That's crazy. Pretty epic flak here. Yeah. Wow. Killer flag. Okay, I didn't know that he was gonna I was gonna say LR cap, long range cap here. Let's get through those 2 Tojos and see what we can do here. 1 resource hit is all. That wasn't worth it. But we got more bombers. Oh wow, he's got a lot more. And it's thunderstorms. Man, that many bombers, you'd think we'd get something, but I guess it's because of the interception. Whoa! That's a lot of Tojos. Alright, well. That's one way to do it. Pull the long-range cap up to Ayuthia and beat up his long-range cap. But I'm sure I'm going to lose a lot of bombers to ops losses today. And I accidentally hit the escape and went through that those error notifications a little quickly there. Apologize. We're hitting the ground troops because, not because, I'm not expecting him to attack us. We're not going to attack him, but just soften him up for the, so when he, fires shots at us, it'll be, let's see. Like, he's going to bombard us. That's just how this game works when it comes to invasions. So I just thought, hey, if we soften him up, his bombardment will be highly ineffective. Oof. I didn't like those messages. All right. Hmm. Some more troops lost here. So, and this is kind of an interesting thing. We're not going to attack at Wewak anyway because my goal is to trap them first. Then we'll whittle them down with attacks until they surrender. Because I want to get some Australian troops in behind them so they don't have a place to retreat to. Okay, here's our deliberate attack again. We did it yesterday. We weren't 100% successful. We did capture the base, but no troops were destroyed. Let's see what was the message here. We did destroy 1 unit, but It's just it's going to take time. I'll check the fatigue and disruption, and if we're still in decent shape, we'll attack again. But it looks like he has most of the disruption and fatigue on his end. Also, he hasn't been preparing. Seems like he'd want to prepare for defensive value. Okay, we're bombarding. We got tanks coming. I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to start bombing daily, and our tanks are going to roll in, and we're going to attack. We're going to try to take this. All right, he had something here, but I don't know if we destroyed it with um, bombers. I didn't see any destroyed units with bombers, but we took this base, and that's good because now all we have to do is take Gazmata, and whoever's sitting at Rabaul is um, easy to crush. Okay. Yeah, we got some upgrades here. Nothing standing out as amazing. Let's see if we get any reinforcements, and then we'll push on through to June 4. One cargo ship. Yay. Yeah, just as I suspected, I wanted to interject this here. We lost a lot to Ops, and that's unfortunate. I didn't expect him to have long range cap going, various places. So, um, I expected him to cover Bangkok, but yeah, apparently he had him on range instead of specific target. He did lose some Tojos, but we lost some way more expensive stuff, B-24Ds and um, smattering other things. Yeah, it's just not a great day for us in the air. And then we did lose several pilots or crew. That is also unfortunate. And then we can take a quick look here. Last turn, he supposedly lost I-153. I take those with a huge grain of salt. And then we'll look last month, see if anything showed up. Okay. Yeah. This also is not one of his best subs, but hey, one less. If it is one less sub, we'll take it. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, it's June 4, 1943, and the war is on. All right, let's try to unload some troops here. Got a lot of task forces here unloading, so it's just kind of Oh, and I had one more task force sitting here that apparently was not redirected to WeWack, so they should be arriving unloading as well. So we should be having some decent troop. Um, what's the word I want to say? Ooh, lost something there. I think that might be those tanks I was bringing in. But yeah, we should have a pretty decent concentration of troops there now. I still would love to get into that base in between in this base right here where my cursor is. I don't know the name of it, but Yeah, I'd love to get in there so that we can trap whatever he has here, trap him in. All right. No hits. It's a bummer. We didn't get any tanker that time. Yeah. That cargo ship sank. Seawolf, yay! 2 ships. Well, hopefully. Yep. 2 ships, 1 day. It's pretty cool. All right, we're pretty much hammering that. This, well, I say that, but really, I don't know how much of it is poor reporting. All, you know, we get reportings that we hit someone lots, and just it doesn't really happen. All right, we're bombing those ground troops in Burma because I need to knock them out of there. We've got tanks coming. Maybe we can kick them out. I would love to lock that hex down so that so that he doesn't have free reign. Really, he has 5 hex sides he can maneuver around. It makes me very nervous. Plus, I would love to open up that road. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that next when we have when we're done here. Well, he's bombing us at Wuchang. Man, I missed an opportunity to cap trap him there. All right, so he doesn't seem to be reconning a lot of places. Oh, I think I rested some of my some of my aircraft, my squadrons, because they were pretty tired, exhausted from earlier bombings. So, but that's okay. Our dive bombers did some damage, probably to fatigue and disruption. I think maybe I had too many P20 P25 P40s going into there, but um, we'll rest some next. Wow, we are really focusing in on that I-177. Not hearing it sinking though, so. Okay, more unloadings. All right, kind of a lackluster air action, but that's okay. We do have this heavy mortar regiment in the hex, but I don't know what it's how much it's helping. Maybe nothing. And I don't have it active. It's just more there for counter battery. I guess we could be shelling. All right, shock attack here. Let's see. Oh man, that makes me nervous. He does have three divisions, a strong brigade. Let's see if we can hold. Oh, that made me so nervous. Okay, he did have a modifier for shock, but we're entrenched and it's 1 to 2 odds after the calculations. He loses a bunch of disabled, which isn't enough to counterattack. I mean, we're probably just exhausted, but about half of his assault value is disabled. But I don't think we are in a position to counterattack. But let's see how we held. Okay, yeah. See, we're gonna be trashed, so I won't be able to counterattack. Um, mm. Plus, he's been digging in while he's sitting there. So okay, here's our bombardment. It looks like his units are ready to cave any minute. We've got 2 strong divisions. Got some tanks here. Um, artillery. We're pretty strong here also. Here's our final. Oh, it looks like the other guys. There were 3 units here. One was destroyed. One must have surrendered at some point, attrition maybe. And then we got this last guy. He's destroyed. And yeah, we have secured East Timor. I may ignore West Timor, but for now we're good here. We'll build this base up strong and go north. I'm not gonna. I don't. These guys can wither away, whatever. We can assault it sometime later. I think it's better to push north. Anyway, let's carry on. All right, so we are beating up his troops here with bombs. He does have an AA gun, but so that's unfortunate because our aircraft don't really appreciate that. But see how we have these tank brigades came in? Now we can attack, and I'll bomb again, and I'll do an assault here. Okay, Dealey expanded to airfield size 3. That's great. Couple of cargo ships. Yay. Okay, let's take a look at the ops report try to hit it real fast. We hit this I-177 several times. No assurances of sinking there. Um, all right, shortlands, that's cool. I think it can go up to 6 port size. And then a couple of these are rear bases that I'm just building up. 43rd, isolated, no supply. Okay, that's not ideal. Um, and 3 cargo ships are reporting sinking. 2 yesterday, 1 a couple months ago. And let's take a look at our losses here. So we lost 4 ops losses. He lost 0. That's not the number we want to see. Okay, we do lose 3? Okay, wow, these auxiliary aircraft, that's highly unfortunate, especially, I mean, these rarer aircraft that we don't get a lot of. Now, the C-47, we should be in okay shape, R4D1, but this this basically B-24 recon plane is can't be losing those. Alrighty then. Now let's okay, one killed. I don't know who that's gonna be, what aircraft from, but and then we have these two smaller point cargo ships that we sank. And let's do what we sometimes do and look at this here. Couple of subs reported. We knew that already, but I'm just noting that they haven't been pulled from this list, so that's a good sign, I guess. All right, let's clear. Let's walk around here for a minute. Okay, we are trying to, I think, load up, yes, and we're still loading, or else I would just switch to a different task force to load up. We're loading up. This is going to be going to Quadraline. All right. We're basically consolidating everything. These two task forces are ready to go in. I think they're still loaded. Yeah, I told them to don't unload. And so they should be ready. These have tanks in them, and then we got the infantry coming. All right, and then we'll just pummel these ground troops with battleships and bombers, and hopefully secure it without too much trouble. All right, WEWAC. Okay, so we're still marching north here toward Kavieng, and we have a few days. This is going to probably take us 3 to 4, maybe 3, if we're lucky. Wow, these AA guns are flying up the road. Um, Yeah, we got the tanks. The tanks should be getting there about the same time as the infantry. And yeah, we've got a few things moving, hustling up there, I think. Um, the Marines, I want to get up there too, ASAP. But we should secure this, and I need to make sure, and I think we are capping that because I need to make sure he doesn't get these troops pulled off, and that's what I was trying to keep his topsies from flying in here picking guys up. But we have secured this. He may or may not have rescued a few guys out of here, um, but it is what it is. I mean, we let him go, and yeah. So let's move. Let's move this way. Get everybody back here. We don't need to worry about this anymore. And settle the march. Okay, so everyone's gonna come back here, and we can move this guy now back to Dealey. So now everything should be consolidated back here. We can load them and move them somewhere else, keep them here, whatever we need. Um, and I have to think about it because I do want to prep them. If they're going to go somewhere, Kendari, Ambon, any of these bases, Kupang, wherever, if I'm going to send them somewhere, I need to prep them. I prefer to. They fight better prepped. But we have tanks here now, so I would love that everyone could deliberate attack, please. And of course, let's make sure we're in combat stance so that we don't have any malices. And we should have enough supply. We have only 1421 assault strength, but we have tanks in the hex, and we can just mass bomb again. I'm basically going to put all my bombers, including the heavies, to hit this hex. And I may even go low. Like when I say low, I mean 8,000 maybe, because I want to make sure we're hitting the targets and not so high that we avoid losses, but we're not hitting anything. This should be secure enough, especially since we see these troops running this way. I think we can play around here for a little bit. We've got time. Um, and if this fails, I could even bring in something from here. We got 390 AV. Let them rest and recover, bring in 390 and smash this because it would take forever to move around here. Although if we move this way, we got to remember we're gonna open up a shock attack, which means we'd have to like keep these guys suppressed. Um, and then moving east, he did assault us here. We can take a look at our. Oh wow, we're actually in good shape. It's too bad It's too bad our overall AV is not that high. To do an attack on, to do a counter attack would be potentially suicidal. But we have time to recuperate our losses. I am going to turn on replacements. We should be able to throw in some squads into the line here. Um, but I'll take a look because I may need to break some of these up to maximize their ability to recover these disabled yeah, disabled devices. That one looks okay, but I'm still gonna divide it. I'd like to get these support units back online ASAP, and this is just wiped out basically. Um, yeah, I mean, all right, so we'll do the same thing. I mean, it's fine. Uh, actually, you know what? Let's turn replacements off. This'll be allowed to be destroyed. I don't want to waste a lot of I don't want to waste a lot of equipment on a core that's virtually wiped out. But it looks like we're not in bad shape. We did lose a lot outright though, so that's not ideal. Now we're marching down this road. I'm gonna do a thing here without recons. All I can say is we may get here before we start running into resistance, and I'm okay with that. I could even break up my regiments to spread out here. I'm trying to maneuver up this way and see if I can find a hole, but I doubt there is one. Because my guess is he pulled some guys out of the line to fill these gaps, and we probably won't be able to squeeze in behind and do some guerrilla action. I think he's going to have this wall here and wall here. Uh, our 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 best bet is to bring guys down here and infiltrate up. Um, so maybe I'll do that. All right. So I feel like that was a major waste, but let's reverse course. Let's go to Changsha. I know you guys have already made some serious headway and then I'm reversing you, but oh, that's the wrong guys. I think they were going this way. I'm not too upset with that. I don't think they had moved very far up that road. Actually, they probably did. That's a bummer. This is what I wanted to move down. So, um, yeah, I guess that delays them in a couple of turns. That's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. Okay, he's bombing us here. I don't have anything I can do about it, but I decided I am going to um, bombard here. Why not? Make him use supplies. It shouldn't cost too much supplies of ours to just mortar him in his positions here. Now, if his counter battery starts wiping us out here, I guess that's not ideal. But okay. So I'm gonna look here real fast and we'll look at 82 millimeter mortars. versus 81 and see if there's a difference. Sorry for going so fast through here. 12 anti-soft versus 11 because, well, 12, maybe it's 12. Maybe it's 12 either way. These are basically identical unless, yeah, because that's 80. And I mean, unless we have the M1, which I don't think we have. So either 81 or 82 is going to have the same basic effect. And I don't know what he's got in the X, but chances are like let's say 10 centimeter. Let's just, I don't know. Yeah, these are way stronger. So my having mortars here is kind of pointless. Although we'll just do it and we'll see how it goes. And if nothing else, it causes his artillery to shell, which means more supplies used up. But yeah, the Seawolf was busy last turn, sinking some of these ships. But let's look one more time here. We currently have 999 assault strength, and I think we're still unloading too. Yeah. So I think we're going to have a good, strong force here. But just to kind of point this out, we can bombard with all those. I don't usually bombard with tanks because they don't have, they just have small mortar pieces and stuff. I'm okay with these divisions bombarding because they're huge. I mean, they've got a ton of artillery attached to them. And we already have a base force here, so I'm waiting. I might it might be silly because it takes forever. This will take about probably, yeah, this will take a couple weeks to get up here. So maybe it's a waste. Maybe we should just assault it and then chase him down. I don't know yet. Let's just bombard. Let's finish unloading. Let's see where we're at. Um, and I have a resupply ship here, which allows these guys to resupply their big guns, and we should be able to what am I looking for? We should be able to um, just really keep this bombardment like run without any trouble. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. I appreciate you joining me, watching this. And we'll keep things moving, keep things rolling. We've got our carriers, which I didn't want to go, ouch. He must have a radio signal on these guys. I didn't want to go this close to this sub in case he has aircraft on it. So I'm going to pull, but I had radio contact in this general area, which made me concerned that he was coming to do something. So I tried to reposition to get in uh, to counter that. Now, one thing I want to do, well, I'll talk about that later. Well, thanks for joining me again, like I said a moment ago, but I'll be back. We'll talk about June 5 next. Take care, everyone. Bye.